Hello, and welcome to the McKinney-Vento Homeless Education Training for Title I by the Regional Office of Education 40 for Calhoun, Greene, Jersey, and Macoupin counties. Mr. Larry Pfeiffer is the Regional Superintendent. I'm Darla Haley, and I'll talk briefly about the Homeless Children and Youth Education Program that was reauthorized in 2001. This very important federal mandate gave districts the criteria to identify homeless students and the guidelines to coordinate services so that they would be successful in school. Let's begin by looking at the definition of homeless students. Who are these students? Homeless students are those that lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. Fixed is a property securely fastened or attached to a foundation, or can a family be forced to move at any given moment, such as those that live in tents and in trailers. Many larger urban areas do not guarantee families a bed each evening in their shelters. They often operate on a first-come, first-served basis, and their stay is limited for families. McKinney-Vento does not consider shelter care to be a regular residence for homeless children and youth. As you can see in this photo, many homes are far from adequate, but rather substandard. Is a home that a child is living in dilapidated? Has it been abandoned or condemned? Are there utilities? Is there running water? The basic needs that children and youth need to be comfortable. These are some of the things that we consider when determining if a residence is indeed adequate. Some situations are easy to identify, such as those families that are living in motels or sleeping in public places. Other living situations are not as easy to identify, such as migrant students. These are students that will commute with their families or move periodically, only staying a short time in the community that they're living in, perhaps due to their families seeking seasonal employment, or those children awaiting foster care. Unaccompanied youth can be an extremely difficult population to identify. Oftentimes, these students face the challenges of their living situations on their own, perhaps only confiding in a close friend. They're often referred to as couch surfers because they tend to go from place to place or from friends' home to friends' homes in search of a place to sleep each night. It's important to educate staff on how to identify or how to tell the signs they may exhibit. Are they getting to school on a regular basis, or has their attendance suffered? Do they have difficulty with transportation? Are there hygiene issues, or maybe they're wearing the same clothes each day? These are all things that may alert you to an unaccompanied youth, and it is extremely important that we put services in place for them so that they're able to stay in school and eventually graduate. Let's examine a student's rights. We know that there are immediate enrollment into school, free lunch, fee waivers, such as for instructional materials, continuation in the school he or she last attended or the school of origin, transportation if needed, including intra and inter-district transportation, or inter-district being transportation between one or more districts, access to Title I, Part A services, attend and participate in all school programs and activities, and comparable services as that of non-homeless students. Comparable services in Title I includes homeless students are a targeted population of disadvantaged students. They should receive automatic eligibility into all school-wide programs, mandatory reservations of funds. Every LEA or local educational agency should set aside or reserve funds that will provide comparable services for homeless students as that of non-homeless students. serving Title I schools as well as non-Title I schools. So homeless children and youth that are attending a non-Title I school are entitled to the same services as those attending a Title I school. Thank you for joining. I hope this has been helpful. If you have additional questions or need additional information, you can contact the Regional Liaison, Mrs. Kim Warner, for the Regional Office of Education number 3 at the numbers listed below, or by her email, which is kwarner.roe3@gmail.com.